Okay, so Fallout fans might have actually come together on like the most requested game idea ever for this franchise. And honestly, it's kind of the perfect answer to this brutal wait we're all stuck in before Fallout 5 drops. So look, ever since the Fallout show just absolutely blew up, Bethesda's been loving all that hype, right? But here's the thing. They've been super quiet about what's actually next for us gamers. Like, nothing. And that radio silence is exactly why this whole community thing feels so big right now. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't like Todd Howard coming out and making some official announcement or anything. This is basically a huge fan pitch that's going viral everywhere, and people are calling it Fallout 0. So here's the thing. When something gets this much attention, it's usually not just random noise, you know? And the amount of people backing this idea is crazy. Like, insiders are already saying we need a game to fill the gap, and the community is convinced this prequel is the perfect answer while we're all just sitting here waiting. We're gonna break down what this game would actually look like, why it fixes all those timeline problems everyone argues about, and this is the wild part, whether Xbox might actually push this thing into production. All right, let's get into it. So you're probably sitting there like, okay, but where did all this even come from? Basically, this all started blowing up on the Fallout subreddit. Screen Rant actually covered it too, where fans just started mapping out what the perfect in-between game would look like. And the idea is super simple, but it just works. A game set right after the bombs fall. Not like 20 years later, not 200 years later. We're talking literally days, weeks, maybe a couple months after the Great War goes down. Now, normally, right, the Fallout fan base is like super divided. You got your New Vegas diehards, your Fallout 4 settlement builders, and your 76 grinders. But somehow this Fallout 0 idea has like brought everyone together. It's hitting on the one part of the timeline we've literally never gotten to play. Like, yeah, Fallout 4 gave us that crazy opening where you're sprinting to the vault, and 76 dropped us 25 years later, but we've never actually been there for the real chaos, you know? Like right when everything falls apart. Okay, so this is where it gets really good. The pitch that's going crazy online right now is about playing as a survivor who didn't get into a vault. You're not some vault dweller, you're not the chosen one, you're literally just some person trying to survive nuclear winter, watching the government completely collapse and seeing raider gangs form for the very first time. And that makes you wonder, like, why hasn't Bethesda already done this? And honestly, you kinda gotta put your tinfoil hat on for a second here. We all know Bethesda's got everybody working on Elder Scrolls 6 right now. That's their big one coming up. And let's be real, Fallout 5 is probably not dropping until like 2030, maybe even later. So it's like, why are they just leaving money on the table? Think about it. You've got this huge new audience from the Amazon show. Millions of people who are like, I want to explore the wasteland. And what do they get? Updates to a multiplayer game that came out years ago. That's it. It's kind of wild. So after this whole concept went viral, a ton of people started saying Fallout 0 would be perfect to hand off to another studio. And this is where the speculation gets really juicy. We know Obsidian, you know, the absolute legends who made New Vegas, they're under the same Microsoft roof as Bethesda now. And we know Microsoft wants to actually use their IPs. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to let Fallout just sit there doing nothing for 10 years, right? Okay, so when we start talking about what the gameplay would actually be like in Fallout 0, this is where everyone gets really hyped. Just imagine a Fallout game that goes full survival horror. Like, the radiation is fresh, so it's way more deadly. The ghouls aren't just like those shambling zombie things yet. They're literally people who are turning, and they're scared and confused. That's terrifying, right? There's no bottle caps as money because the economy hasn't even figured that out yet. You're raiding grocery stores for actual food, fighting over clean water, and watching society just completely fall apart in real time. It's darker, it's grittier, and honestly, it fits so well with the vibe the TV show set up. And beyond just the atmosphere, this opens up storytelling stuff we've literally never gotten before. Like in every other Fallout game, the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave are already big factions, right? But in Fallout 0, we could actually see how they started. We could watch Roger Maxson leave the military. We could see the exact moment the government bounces to that oil rig. All this lore already exists. It's sitting in terminal entries and holotapes. A prequel would just finally let us live through it. But okay, there's always a flip side. Some fans are worried that actually showing this era would kind of ruin the mystery, you know? Like sometimes it's better to just imagine how insane the chaos was instead of seeing it and being like, oh, it's just buggy AI and a bunch of fetch quests. And look, there's a legit concern about breaking the lore. Bethesda's got a track record for retconning stuff, and a game set during such a specific time period, that's like a minefield for continuity errors. But honestly, I think the payoff is worth the risk here. Alright, now let's talk about the technical smoking gun that makes this whole thing way more realistic, the assets. If they made this game, they wouldn't have to build some whole new engine. They could just use the updated Creation Engine 2 from Starfield, or even a tweaked version of the Fallout 76 build. The foundation is already there. This doesn't need to be some massive mainline entry that takes 10 years to make. It could be smaller and tighter. Think pure single player, maybe a smaller map but way more dense, really focused on story and survival mechanics. And that's exactly why this Screen Rant headline is hitting so hard. It's not just some, oh, wouldn't it be cool thing. This actually makes sense as a business move. Microsoft needs exclusives bad. The Xbox Series X and S needs system sellers. A new Fallout game, even a spin-off like Fallout 0, would probably sell better than almost anything else they've got coming. So VGC and a bunch of other outlets have reported before that there's been internal talks about getting another Fallout game out sooner rather than later. And with all these remasters and updates, I really think we're going to see something new. They can't just let the TV show carry this whole brand for the next 8 years, right? So yeah, like I said, I really believe that when there's this much demand, supply usually follows. The demand is just insane pressure from the community, plus pressure from Microsoft to actually do something with this IP. The fact that fans have literally already written the pitch, designed the concept, even made a logo, that just shows you how ready people are to throw money at this idea. Now, one thing I really hope is that if they actually do this, they lean hard into the zero part of it. Make it grounded, pull back on the power armor. Like think about it, in the first year after the bombs, you're not going to find fusion cores just lying around in dumpsters. Power armor would be strictly military only. Finding a simple 10mm pistol would feel like you just won the lottery. That power creep is something Fallout 4 struggled with, but Fallout 0 could fix that by actually making you struggle. Now, a lot of insiders think that the next time we see anything Fallout related, it's going to be tied to Season 2 of the show. And look, that's cool, but a TV show isn't a game. We want to actually interact with this world. And that's why this Zero concept hits different. It bridges the gap between the passive entertainment of watching the show and the active immersion of playing an RPG. So when could we actually see something like this? If Bethesda or a partner listens, the earliest realistic window would probably be like 2026 or 2027. I know that sounds far, but compared to 2030 for Fallout 5, that's basically tomorrow. And with the PS5 Pro and the next Xbox revision looking for games, a heavy-hitter survival game in the ruins of America is a heavy hitter. I personally think the demand is just too high for them to ignore. You've got millions of views on theory videos, thousands of upvotes in major sites covering it. At some point, it's almost negligent for a company to just ignore that kind of money sitting on the table. And honestly, I'm at the point where I don't even care if it's some massive 100-hour RPG. Even if it's just a linear, story-driven game set in this time period, I'd take that as a win. Just give us something that expands the lore and lets us actually live through that terrifying transition. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think Bethesda is actually gonna listen to the fans and make Fallout 0, or are we stuck waiting until the next decade? Drop your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you know what he's on, and until next time, this has been Tozo, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.